Duh. Okay, next we had AJ Styles come out to the ring, and once again, why is TNA showing their faces as such fucking idiots, right? You got Samoa Joe, who just looks like an absolute dick, and now you've got AJ coming out here, and Don West is correctly saying that, well, he kind of won the title by devious means and like tricking Booker into signing the contract, and Mike Tenay is like, oh, that's a stupid argument. I was like, how is that a stupid argument? That argument makes perfect sense. That was a devious way of doing it. Why can't they have just let AJ win the title clean? I know they let him win the match clean, but they didn't really let him win the title clean. And yeah, I'd have preferred to see that. But AJ Styles apparently has been away for so long that he still thinks the Main Event Mafia versus the Frontline feud is going on. But at least he started calling it the TNA Originals again, which was a far better name. Because at the start it sort of made sense that Rhino and Team 3D came in, because they introduced them as people who had fought for a company before. They'd fought for ECW before, trying to get it off the ground, and they were doing the same for TNA. But they just didn't mention that again, and it just started becoming like, we all hate the Main Event Mafia, so we're all together. And I was just, you know, my enemy's enemy is my friend sort of thing. I was just like, this is shit. I'd rather just see the X Division athletes and AJ Styles and Joe and Christopher Daniels come back and fight the Main Event Mafia. But that never happened. The Main Event Mafia has destroyed themselves. But whatever. Next we had Madison Rayne, the least convincing member of the Beautiful People, and the Governor. Madison Rayne just looks like some middle-class woman who is really uncomfortable in this new gimmick. Speaking of ridiculous gimmicks, I know everyone talks about this. In fact, I'm not even going to talk about it. The Governor's a stupid gimmick. Anyway, they cut her hair at the end of the match. The Governor wins the match, then the Beautiful People come in, beat her up, and cut her hair, and I was like, I hope this is the start of Madison the Rain, Brutus the Barber Beefcake gimmick, but I doubt it. And I think it's probably the end of the Governor gimmick. I think they're cutting her hair so they can get her out of that gimmick. I thought they could have got her out of that gimmick by just going, no, she's actually not the Governor, therefore we'll stop dressing her as the Governor. But, you know, whatever. Yeah, but it was okay. At least you know how I was saying it was entertaining earlier, at least the matches were sort of unpredictable, because I didn't expect Kong and Saeed to lose. I knew it happened, She Abdul Bashir Joe. I didn't really know who was going to win Machine Guns versus No Limit. And I didn't really know Rain versus the Governor who was going to win. The Governor won. And why were Taylor Wilde and Roxy not there? They did mention it, but there was no reason behind it. And why didn't they run out? I have no idea. Anyway, main event. So this is the point where we're going to answer the questions, where does Sting allegiances lie? And according to Jarrett, this is the last time he's going to fight Kurt Angle, which clearly not. He's going to fight him at Lockdown in a steel cage, but whatever. Maybe as part of the War Games thing, I don't know. Basically, Mick Foley cannot wrestle anymore. He can't even do the cactus clothesline. But it's kind of always forgivable for Foley because he could never really wrestle. And he's still prepared to take crazy hits like an Angle slam on the concrete, which he did about 30 seconds into the first match he's been in months, which was, you know, kind of exciting to see on Impact. Basically, he gets beaten up and Sting says to Angle, he's had enough, just get the 1, 2, 3, and they have a big argument, and Angle pushes Sting off the guardrail. Then Jarrett comes in and starts attacking Angle. Foley's basically unconscious in the ring for this entire time. And then Foley gets up, he picks up a steel chair that had been used for some other reason, and he goes to hit Angle, and then Angle scoots out of the ring, and then he hits Sting with the chair and covers him 1, 2, 3. Everyone's confused. No one, I mean, we knew there was going to be a Lockdown feud between Sting and Mick Foley, but it didn't make any sense from this, and it's lucky Mick Foley is fucking amazing on the mic, otherwise this segment would never have made sense. But Foley comes out, this is after the match. Sting challenges Foley to the match at Lockdown, and Foley says, that Sting was saying, you know, to Angle, he's had enough, count the pinfall, and Foley was like, I've never had enough, I'm going to beat you at Lockdown in a match. And as long as that match is really, really violent, that would be a good match. But it does have the potential to be awful, and it could go either way. Hopefully it's like Randy Orton, Mick Foley, but he does look even worse than he did back then, so I don't know. But yeah, like I say, I found this show pretty entertaining, really. It was so bad. The Samoa Joe Sheikh Abdul-Bashir thing was rubbish. It was hideous. All the stuff that we're going to finally know where Sting's allegiance is like. No, we're not. You're just fucking lying to us, right? There's no way that's going to happen. And, you know, Jeff Jarrett in the show at all just annoys me to begin with. But the tag match was good. You should watch the tag match, even if you don't agree with me that Impact is sort of entertainingly bad. You should watch the tag match, and I quite like the end segment, the last match, and then the segment after it. Foley on the mic is great. But yeah, okay, leave your comments below, rate, review, ask questions, subscribe, do whatever you want. Yeah, and I'll see all you TNA fans for the next Impact, and all you general wrestling fans for a SmackDown review later. Okay, bye.